It's so good to see all of you. And if you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. And I'd love it if you'd hit the subscribe and the little bell, and you'll be a subscriber, and you'll help my channel to grow. YouTube won't take it down, and you'll get a notification whenever I have a new recipe that I'm posting. So, for now, what am I going to make for you today? Well, with the economy the way it is, wouldn't you like to save some money? I know I would. So, I am going to help you save a little bit of money, and we are going to make a DIY pancake mix. Doesn't everything taste better from scratch? Plus, this pancake mix, this pancake mix that I'm making for you, it actually can be stored for up to 6 months in an airtight mason jar or a container in a cool place. So, what could be better than that? So what do you say we get started? Let's get started. First, you're going to need a bowl. Now, depending on how much mix you want to make, you can always double what I'm going to give you now. And I will put the recipe down below in the description box for you, like I always do. But let me pull over here. Oh, my Ray Dunn. I love Ray Dunn. Flour canister. Now, the first thing you're going to put in your bowl is 4 cups of all-purpose flour. So let me get that in here now. Now, sometimes you're in the mood for pancakes. I mean, oh, what's better than a nice pancake on a Saturday or a Sunday morning? And maybe you don't have the mix. So you can whip this up in no time at all. So that's 1 cup. We're going to put 4 of these cups in. I have a set of the Ray Dunn canisters, and I also have many of her other pieces. I just love them. All right, so that's 2. I'm going to store mine when we're done in a mason jar. And then I'll just label the mason jar, and I'll show you the add-ins on what we have to add in when we make our pancakes. So that's 3, and 1 more. I've been using a lot of flour and a lot of eggs. With the price of eggs, not too good. Not too good. I've seen them anywhere from like $5.95 a dozen up to, geez, like almost $10 a dozen. It's crazy, isn't it? All right, so I'm done with my flour here. That's 4 cups of flour. This is so easy to make. I'm going to add to this now 4 teaspoons of baking powder. So I have my baking powder here. Let me get my teaspoon out. Let's see, where is it? 4 teaspoons of baking powder. We're going to add to that. 3, oopsie. Dolores, I don't know. You're such a messy baker. Oh boy. Okay. That. Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Get that in there. There's only 4 ingredients to make this pancake mix. And now we're going to add some sugar. And we're going to add in there 4 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Okay, and that's our ingredients. I'm going to take my whisk and I'm going to mix all this together. So let me just repeat it for you. It was 4 cups of all-purpose flour. You have 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 4 tablespoons of granulated sugar. So I'm going to mix all of this up until it's very well combined. Now, I have a couple of different size mason jars here. Make sure you have, your airtight lids. And also, I'm going to make these pancakes for you. I'm going to show you what you have to add to your mix to make the pancakes. So for every 1 cup of this mix, it's going to yield you 3 to 5 pancakes, depending on the size of them. So let me get this all mixed. I'll show you what we have to put in here to make our pancakes and how we are going to store the mix, so don't go away. Okay, I'm back. I sifted together all of those 4 ingredients, and what I did is I used a funnel and I put the mix, my DIY pancake mix, in this mason jar. I did reserve 1 cup of it because I'm going to make pancakes for you now. And all these instructions, they're easy, will be down below. So I'm going to take a little bowl here, and in here I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup of milk. You might need a speck more, but start out with your 3/4 of a cup. 1 egg, and 1 tablespoon of melted butter. And I'm going to mix all of this together. You can use a spoon or you can use your whisk. Now once we get all of this liquid combined, we're going to add the pancake mix in it that we just made. Now I'm starting out with a small batch. I only need 3 to 5 pancakes right now. So I'm going to use 1 cup of my mix that I already removed from what I put in here. Now you remember, the measurements I gave you to make this pancake mix, you can always double and put them in a larger jar. Or if you have a bigger family, you're going to be making more pancakes, by all means, feel free to double your recipe. All right, so we have all of this mixed up. Okay. Now I'm going to add to that my 1 cup of the pancake mix I just made. So let me get all of this combined. Get any lumps out of it and just make sure it's as smooth as you can get it. And then we're going to head over to the stove and I'm going to make a couple of pancakes for you. And you'll see how yummy these come out. And let me get all this mixed. We want to get all of our lumps out of there. Now, when I make pancakes, and I'm sure you've all made pancakes, when you put your batter, I always just I use a non-stick pan or griddle, and I put a little bit of butter in there. And then I'll pour my pancake mix on, and I'll let it sit until you start to see bubbles coming up on the pancake. And then once that happens, take your spatula and flip it over. I always find that sometimes my first pancake doesn't always come out the best, but it's okay. It's still edible. It just doesn't look as pretty as maybe the rest of them. All right, so I have this almost all mixed with all the lumps out of it. So come along with me over to the stove, and I'll show you how we're making our pancake with this mix that we made ourselves. At the stove, I have my pan heating up. I put just a little bit of butter in there. So I'm going to just pour a little bit of my pancake mix in here now, just to make my first one. Okay. And we're going to wait till those bubbles form on top before I flip it over. Nothing better than pancakes, mostly on the weekend, with syrup and butter that melts on top of them. So delicious. One thing I really like about making my own mix is sometimes I'm just out of my boxed pancake mix. And maybe someone in the house will say, oh, can we have pancakes? You can whip them up yourself with those 4 ingredients, or you can just take your jar out of your cabinet. It's already mixed for you. And you make these fluffy, yummy, delights. I'm starting to see them bubble on the top. Hopefully you can see it. See those bubbles? Can you see them? I don't want to lift up the pan. These pancakes are nice and fluffy too. These are coming out good. Look at those bubbles. I'm gonna test it on the side. Putting my spatula under it and flipping it. Look at that. Perfection. Let me make another one. And I'll meet you over at the island when we're ready to taste these babies. So stay tuned. So here are the pancakes. I got 4 large and 1 small out of that 1 cup of mix. Look at these. I put some syrup on them and butter, and now I'm going to do a taste testing for you.